no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me.
What's up out there, friends and family? It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, coming again to bring you another edition of these hits, high intensity trainings. I hope everybody is off to a really good week, that your week is started the way you want it to. If you hop on here, man, say something to your boy. I don't know if I get all the comments live real time, but if I get your comment, I'm going to shout you out. If not, I'll definitely get to you after the live stream. I wanted to pop on for a minute. I had one of my homeboys reach out and say, man, I need some bread. I said, if the people want bread, the motivational teacher got to bring the bread. But I want to talk to you for a brief moment about who's responsible. Hey, Mom, thanks for joining us on YouTube. I want to talk about who's responsible. There's so many different versions of truths that people tell themselves. We tell ourselves that my situation is responsible for me not being the most successful as I can be at this state in time. We tell ourselves that not only is it my situation of how I grew up, but it's my environment at my job, the reason why I cannot be promoted. It's the political climate in America right now. It just seems like minorities can't get ahead. The Democrats are in the House, the Republicans are in the White House. It's all hindering me from maximizing the best version of myself. I didn't finish college. I dropped out when I was a junior. I never finished. If I had only gotten that degree, I would be in a better place in my life. All these different versions of the truth that we have for ourselves. And the challenges, I know the sun is shining brightly on me right now, and I love the glare I got because I feel like I'm speaking like an angel right now, sent from above, because I think there's somebody who needs to hear who's responsible. If God had only given me this, or if God had only given me that, I'll have everything I need to complete the vision for my life. If I only had that amount of money from that bank, if I only had that person, I was connected with that person, I could get, if Tyler Perry would only discover me, I go national, I'll be national in 2 hours of Tyler Perry. If Oprah would only put me on her book club, that's all I need to go to the masses. There are a lot of different versions of the story that we tell ourselves. In the old days, we used to say to pass the buck, but to give responsibility to somebody else for our own life. I'm telling you right now today, there's only one person that's responsible for the seat that you're in right now. That person is you. But guess what, though? I'm about to give you power back over your own life. If you're responsible for where you sit right here today, then tomorrow you're just as responsible as you sit there. If I want to change my life, the person that's responsible for me being in this seat is the person that is responsible for getting me out of this seat. See, I just broke bread. You think your boss got to change in order to change your situation. I just broke bread, baby. Change you. That word responsibility, I looked it up. That word says the state or fact of being accountable or to blame or for something. The second definition is the opportunity or ability to act independently and make decisions without authorization. That word responsibility comes from two root words. The first word is response. The second word is ability. I just broke bread right there. We've been saying that as everybody. What's your response? Your environment may not have been ideal, but what's your response? Your response determines your ability. Responsibility. See, we've been looking at it as one whole word, but we got to break that down to smallest pieces. What's my response? What's my ability? Thank you, Charles. What's my response? What's my ability? See, what you went through was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you, but your response determined your ability, and your responsibility you gave to that situation. Say, oh, this situation broke me. That situation didn't break you. It was your response to that situation that determined your ability to go forward. It's your responsibility. Oh my God, that's a bread breaking moment. I wish I could tell you I heard this from somebody else, but this came right from the great I am to my awakened I am. What is your response ability? Motivational teacher, you breaking bread. What is your response to your ability? Life is 10% what happens to us, 90% what is my response? I could have easily walked away and said, man, you know what? My dad wasn't in my life. My dad didn't even know his dad. If I just know my kids, I made a better response ability than anybody in my past. But no, no, no. See, it's your response. I said, I took that negative and said, oh, I wished I had my dad. When I have kids, I will be there because it's my response ability. What is your responsibility when things get hard in your life? Do you sit back and say what I can't do, or do you sit back and say it's my responsibility to get through this situation? It's my responsibility to the great I am who's awake in my I am to see what's on the inside of me. I got grit, baby. Not walking away because it's hard. It's my responsibility. But when it gets difficult, it means it's time to level up so you can get better. This journey that you on, you want it to be comfortable. It's never going to be a walk in the park. The great I am is always seeking to see where's your responsibility. Your responsibility always locates who you are and where you are. I just broke bread. If you change your responsibility, if you begin to change your outlook on how you view situations, if you begin to change your outlook on how you view certain people, if you begin to change your outlook, if you change your response, your ability behaves differently. I remember, and I've told this story 1,000 times. I sold insurance, and I sold life insurance, and I sold mutual funds. I didn't really have a lot of knowledge about money, but I knew I could not keep starting over every month at $0, and everything I earned that month, I had to earn that month. I said, I got to find something different. I went into a stock brokerage firm with really I got a special education degree, definitely not a lot of money in my pocket, no formal education as it relates to managing money. I walked in there and told those people I want to be a stockbroker. They gave me these 2 books totaling roughly around 1,200 pages and say, if you can pass these in 30 days, you can be a stockbroker. I had a couple of responses I could have had at that moment. Well, 66% of the people that go take this test fail it the first time. And why invest the time in studying when I know the majority of the people that take this test don't pass it? That could have been my response, or my response could have been the great I am who awakens my I am, teaches me how to do all things. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm a conqueror, more than a conqueror. Or I can go in and have my responsibility be what the great I am has made me to be, and I'll walk in and slay that test. I had 2 different ways I could have gone. I'm breaking bread right now. I could have responded in a way that was negative to my psyche. I could have responded in a way that whether you believe you can or can't, you're right. I took the mindset of I was trusting, but I was trembling, and I went in and passed that test with an 85, which 66% of the people that go in to take that exam do not pass the Series 7. How did you pass it, motivational teacher? It was my response ability. There's greatness on the inside of me, man. There's no situation, there's nothing too hard for the great I am who's awakening my I am. Too many of you are trying, you fight in your limited strength, not realizing that when I'm weak is when oh my God, that's a bread breaking moment. When I am weak is when I'm the most strong. Everybody want to talk about how strong they are until they are put in a situation to show their strength. Everybody want to get to the top until it's time to do what people do that get to the top. Well, maybe the middle of the pack is good enough. What's your responsibility, ladies and gentlemen? What are you giving yourself? What's your responsibility to your situation in your life? Are you okay with just having half of what the great I am is giving you? Are you content? I'm telling you, have you settled into mediocrity because you got more than everybody else had in your family? Have you chosen just to waddle in mediocrity? because of your responsibility. It's your responsibility to level your life up. God is all, well, God gonna do it. God has already given you everything. Already blessed you with every spiritual blessing. What you already got, all the stuff you need deep down on the inside of you. It's time for you to go dig in and pull some of that stuff out. How you do that, motivational teacher? By remaining steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the truth. I am the lender and I am not the borrower. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. When things get hard in my life, I always go back to those statements. I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. I have been empowered to prosper. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Man, one can send 1,000, two can send 10,000. Great I am, we gonna send 10 to flight right now. Why? It's my responsibility. I am unstoppable on this earth, not because of this dirt suit, but because what lives on the inside of me. And ladies and gentlemen, you got the same power, but you got to rechange your responsibility. I'm glad my dog sent me a message, said, hey man, I need some bread. I said, man, give me a few minutes. I walked out, I was in the middle of practice, but something spoke to my spirit because this has been on my heart. I walked out of practice to come bring this bread out here, and I'm going back in practice to talk about the same stuff with a bunch of middle school and elementary school kids. Why? Because it's their responsibility. You want to be a varsity basketball player? You want to be a college basketball player? You better learn how to respond right now. You better learn how, when you're challenged, to meet that challenge and level yourself up. I ain't good enough. I ain't tall enough. My handles are not great enough. Baby, whatever you lack, you can grow. Don't ever believe that you're finite and that you don't have the ingenuity and the influence to grow what you don't have. You are a seed. And you've been given to the earth in seed form. Be fruitful and multiply. What does that say as motivational teacher? It says, whatever I lack, I can grow. Holla at your boy. Hey, man, I had to pop on and break a little bread, man. Just give y'all a little bit. Your boy wants you to know it's your responsibility that determines and drives your manifestation in your life. And until next time, I am challenging you to wage war on mediocrity. Your boy is out.
It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war.